Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Will Spencer seems to be on a collision course with Electra Forrester, and sparks could fly between the two of them. Could Will fall for Electra and start a romance with her? Could Will and Electra be the next hot romance at Forrester Creations? The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Ivy Forrester made it plain the last time she was in town that she was coming for Liam Spencer soon. Of course, Steffi Forrester inserted herself in their conversation in an attempt to make Ivy back off. However, Liam is single and wouldn't mind mingling with his ex-wife. Ivy planted a kiss on Liam that left no doubt what she had in mind. Ivy wants to see where things could go between her and Liam, and she is accompanying her niece, Electra, to Los Angeles. Could these Spencer brothers fall for these Forrester ladies? Could Will find himself falling in love now that he is back home where he belongs? Will Electra be his new love interest? Electra is set to arrive in Los Angeles in October, and spoilers suggest that she will sweep Will off his feet. Of course, Katie Logan, Heather Tom, may warn Will about moving too fast. After all, Electra doesn't exactly sound like a name of someone who is laid back and calm. Electra sounds like she could be attractive and edgy. Could Electra be a little too much for Will to handle? Will certainly has nothing else to do but hang out with his big brother Liam. However, Liam and Will only have so much to talk about. However, Liam and Will could certainly take the Forrester ladies out for a night on the town. Will Liam and Will both end up dating the Forrester ladies? Will Katie and Bill Spencer warn Will to stay away? Bill recently got the shock of his life when Luna Nozawa turned from a sweet and loving girl to a murdering psychotic person. Bill thought this girl was his daughter only to find out that the faked a paternity test, murdered 2 men, and kidnapped his ex-daughter-in-law because Steffi figured out what Luna was up to. Surely Will won't end up being in a toxic relationship like R.J. Forrester. Katie saw what her nephew went through and wouldn't want her son to be in that situation. Will Katie and Bill prevent Will from having a fall romance with Electra? Could Liam and Ivy reconnect as well? Katie Logan sat on the edge of her bed, the early morning sunlight streaming through the windows, casting long shadows across the room. A tight knot had formed in her stomach, a feeling she hadn't been able to shake since the previous evening. She was deeply worried about her son, Will. He was growing up so fast, too fast, and now it seemed like his heart was in danger of being broken. Electra Kingston had swept into their lives with the grace of a hurricane. All bright smiles, sharp eyes, and a magnetic charm that drew people in. Will, in particular, had fallen hard for her. At first, Katie had been relieved. Electra seemed confident, poised, and smart, qualities that would be a positive influence on Will. But lately, Katie couldn't ignore the subtle tension in the air whenever Electra was around. There was something off about her, something Katie couldn't quite place. Standing by the window, Katie sipped her tea and watched the early risers walking the streets below. Will was only 16, still young, but he had inherited his father Bill Spencer's stubbornness and his own brand of determination. When Will had announced that he and Electra were serious, Katie's maternal instincts had flared. This wasn't just a teenage crush. Will was infatuated, head over heels in a way she had never seen before. And that scared her. Electra, though barely older than Will at 18, had an air of maturity beyond her years. She was beautiful, strikingly so, with her jet black hair and sapphire eyes that seemed to pierce through you. Will adored her, spoke about her constantly, and when they were together, his attention was solely on her. Katie should have been happy for him. But deep down, she couldn't shake the feeling that Electra was playing with Will's heart like a cat with a ball of yarn. "Mom?" Will's voice startled Katie out of her thoughts. She turned to see her son standing in the doorway, his lanky frame silhouetted by the light in the hallway. His hair was tousled from sleep, but his eyes were bright and eager. He always looked so happy when Electra was mentioned, and that made Katie's heart ache even more. "Hey, sweetie," she said softly, trying to mask the worry in her voice. "You're up early." "I'm meeting Electra for breakfast," Will said, stepping into the room. "We're going to the new cafe by the beach." Katie forced a smile. "That sounds nice." Will sat on the edge of the bed, his face lighting up as he spoke. "She's so amazing, Mom. I mean, she really gets me, you know. No one else does. I can talk to her about anything." Katie's heart squeezed. "I'm glad you have someone like that in your life." But she trailed off, not sure how to express the growing concern gnawing at her. "But what?" Will frowned, picking up on her hesitation. Katie took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. "I just want you to be careful, honey. You're young, and I know this feels like everything right now, but sometimes relationships like this can be complicated." Will's frown deepened, his youthful face hardening in a way that was far too reminiscent of his father. "You don't like her, do you?" "It's not that I don't like her," Katie said quickly. "It's just that I worry about you. I've been around long enough to know that not everyone is who they seem to be at first." Will stood up, clearly frustrated. "Electra's not like that, Mom. She's not some funny person. You just don't know her like I do." Katie bit her lip, realizing this conversation was heading in the direction she had hoped to avoid. "I just don't want to see you get hurt," she said softly, standing up and placing a gentle hand on Will's arm. "I love you, and I want you to be happy. But sometimes people, especially at your age, can change quickly. Feelings can shift." Will pulled away, his face set with stubborn determination. "You're wrong about her. She's not going to hurt me." Katie watched him walk out of the room, the slam of the front door echoing through the house moments later. She stood frozen for a long moment, the silence after Will's exit deafening. Katie knew she had to tread carefully. Pushing Will away by criticizing Electra wasn't the solution, but sitting idly by while her son got his heart broken wasn't an option either. She needed to get to the bottom of who Electra really was. Later that day, Katie found herself at Forrester Creations, where she worked as part of the PR team. She tried to focus on her tasks, but thoughts of Electra gnawed at the back of her mind. When she bumped into Brooke in the hallway, she couldn't help but spill her worries. "Brooke, can I talk to you for a second?" Katie asked, stopping her sister before she entered the design studio. Brooke raised an eyebrow. "Of course. What's on your mind?" "It's Will and Electra," Katie began. "I'm worried about them. Something just doesn't feel right." Brooke's expression softened as she placed a reassuring hand on Katie's arm. "You're just being a protective mother. It's natural." "I know, but there's something about her. I can't shake this feeling that she's going to break his heart." Brooke sighed. "Have you talked to Bill about it? He's Will's father after all." Katie shook her head. "Bill will just tell me I'm overreacting, that I should let Will make his own choices. But what if I'm not overreacting? What if I'm right?" Brooke hesitated before responding. "Well, if you're that concerned, maybe it wouldn't hurt to look into her a bit more. Discreetly, of course. It's better to know who Will is dealing with." Katie frowned. "You think I should?" Brooke nodded. "Just be cautious. If Electra isn't who she says she is, Will needs to know before it's too late." That night, after Will had gone to bed, Katie sat at her desk, laptop open in front of her. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard as she debated whether or not to follow through on Brooke's suggestion. Finally, with a deep breath, she typed in Electra's full name and hit search. The results were immediate. A flood of images and articles filled the screen, but one caught Katie's eye. It was a news report from a year ago in another state, about a girl who looked remarkably like Electra. The headline read, "Local teen charged with fraud in online scam." Katie's heart pounded as she clicked on the article. Could this really be the same girl Will was so smitten with? As she scrolled through the details, the knot in her stomach tightened. It was her, Electra. The beautiful, charming girl that had captured her son's heart had a past, one she clearly hadn't shared with Will. Katie's hands shook as she closed the laptop, dread washing over her. She had hoped she was wrong, but now she knew the truth. Electra was dangerous, and she had to protect Will before it was too late.